Welcome to the Boss Talk Podcast. I'm your host, Apollonia Williams, and today we have the lovely Miss Destiny and Kenyona, the mother-daughter duo.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Hello, beautiful. Tell us a little bit about your inspiration in starting the boutique. What motivated you to get started in the entrepreneurial world of fashion?
Okay, so for me, I felt like I was the girl that couldn't dress growing up, right?
Really?
For real. And my mom couldn't quite do hair right? So I had to learn how to do things for myself. And I always said, when I get older, I'm gonna dress, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. And so I had a love for it. And so after that, I think it came out of me feeling shame sometimes about how I dressed and my mama not being able to do my hair all the time correctly. I remember one time I went to school, I was in the 4th grade. Oh my God, I hated the way she did my hair. She had made all of these blocks and put rubber bands on and then rolled them with the pink rollers, and I looked like a little Medusa. And it was so warm that day. I went to school with a coat on, with a hoodie on, and I won't forget, my teacher was like, Destiny, you got to take your hood off. And when I took the hood off, the whole class just went to busting out laughing. And so from that moment on, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna learn how to do my own hair, and when I get older, I'm gonna do this and wear this. And then it just became something that I absolutely loved. And so now for us, we like making other women feel beautiful. And so sometimes we'll have women come in to do photo shoots. We've had women that were told they were ugly all of their life. And so when they came in, we started letting them model for us, curvy ladies and stuff like that. It started to build up their self-esteem. And for me, that was something that I needed. And so I tried to give back that to other women.
Oh wow, that's amazing. I'm kind of picturing those.
Medusa blocks.
I'm picturing those Medusa things, and that will change your life.
Girl, you know, it was traumatizing.
Yeah.
It was traumatizing.
Well, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. So then you drew your daughter in.
Okay, so how that happened, I actually was graduating from political science. I was on my way to law school, and God kind of intervened. So it was that last year, and God gave me a dream that my mom was gonna have this clothing store, that I was gonna be doing business with her. Now, what's interesting is she didn't have a clothing store. There was no clothing, there was no sales going on of anything. So when I had the dream, I told her, I said, Mom, I'm supposed to re-navigate. And she was like, what? We spent this money, you're supposed to go to be a lawyer, all of that. So I shifted everything, and then she started the jewelry business. And it started with us just selling jewelry. Then it was jewelry and shoes and purses and things like that. And then the clothes came eventually. Since I've been doing it, I love it, because I always love to help people. That's always been my thing. My whole purpose in wanting to be even an attorney was to help people. And so I found another way to do that while also maintaining my integrity. Because that was one of the concerns I had with being an attorney, like my personal concern. So what I do here, I maintain my integrity. I feel good that I'm lifting up women and men, now that we have men also. And so we like to empower them, because when you look better, you oftentimes feel better. I mean, one of them, when you're done your clothing, it just makes it even worse.
Say that.
It just makes it 10 times worse. So it's like, I can just imagine coming in and you know, you guys are encountering women from all different sizes, all different walks of life, and helping them out. So what makes, when you come to the Hello Beautiful boutique, what sets you apart from others? What unique experience do you have when you come here?
So first of all, when you come in, you're always greeted with "Hello, beautiful."
Hello, beautiful.
And so
I love it.
The other things that we get a lot of compliments about is that you get this feeling that you're being catered to. So you're gonna get that treatment. We're just going to zone in with you, and we will style you. We'll help you to put stuff together. And if you don't like something, we also do personal shopping. So anything that you don't see in the store, we're able to order it. And that's how we started selling men clothes, because men was coming in and say, hey, y'all don't sell men clothes. And so we started off just ordering for them, and then they'll just come and pick it up. I said, no. I said, we need to start having stuff in the store. So as we have stuff in the store, we find that more men come in.
For me, we like our customers to feel like family.
Yeah.
So like there's some people that I have that just text me, I'm looking for this or I'm looking for that. So that customer relationship is also important for us. Yeah. So it's not just you come in and you're a customer, it's a relationship. And so we have people that have followed us all the way back from when we were on, what was it?
858
Pipestone.
I remember because I was like upstairs from you guys.
We were in the basement.
Yeah, I remember that. It was pink and black.
I want to say this too. For us, they're not customers. We try to build relationship. And so like when some of our people go through different things, we've taken them gifts. We send them cards for the holidays and stuff like that. And we try to encourage them outside of it. If we haven't seen somebody in a long time, we're going to check on you.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if you build a personal relationship with each and every person, it might not be the same with each and every person, but letting them know that you're important to us, it goes a long way.
It does. I remember a couple of times when I reached out for about some boots or something, and Kenyona would be like, hey, we got them in. Like personally inbox you, that will make you feel like, you know, they really care.
Yeah.
You know, it's not about the money.
Yeah.
It seems like it's more about the ministry.
It is. And for us, that's what it is. I was telling somebody that today, and I was trying to tell this to another business owner. I said, you have to put people before you put your money.
Yes.
And then your money will automatically come.
Yes.
It'll come because people will always remember how you treat them.
Yes.
And how you make them feel. And so if you can make somebody feel good, these people have lost loved ones, but when they come here, they like, doesn't that feel better since I left here? Or some people just come and sit. And that's why I got these chairs. Because even when I was at the other location, we had bar stools and we would sit in the window and we would have people, they'd be like, you got a fold out chair? I'm like, yeah, I do. And they would just sit. And I'm like, or I say, what you need? I didn't want anything. I just came to sit. It's peaceful. And so, or last Saturday we had people coming in. We had the music blasting. They're like, is it a party? We're like, no. It's just, we like to feel uplifted. And we want to lift everybody else up when they come in.
Yes. I just have a glass of wine, a cup of tea, or something, you know, and just relax. You know, it's very beautiful. And so take us through, I mean, you don't have to go through detail. How do you select your merchandise, the process of like ordering new merchandise or staying up to date with the fashions, the latest fashions and things like that? Because I know in my industry, you know, you got to stay up to date.
Things change.
Yeah, so much. And so how do you guys stay up to date with what's in and things like that?
Okay, so interestingly, my mom has this intuition, for real. And she might say something like corduroys coming back out, you know, and at the time corduroys might not be out, but there's something inborn in her to just have that instinct. And so like once we started doing this, I started having dreams of different designs and things like that. And we haven't started that part yet, but we both have a vision and an eye for it.
I love how you said yes.
Yes. So we both have a vision and an eye for it. Also too, we've explored expanding our customer base. So we are different in terms of like, people would think, you know, I'm the younger one, but actually she's more youthful in how she dresses. And I'm kind of like an old soul, you know, and so sometimes she branches me out, like, come on this way some, you know, to kind of keep me young, right? So we merged those two styles together so that we can cater to an array of different women. We don't have just one type of woman that we cater to. So we are always thinking about what does our customer want. And when we think about what we're purchasing, we ask ourselves, who is our regular customer? And what does that customer want?
Okay.
So once we picture in our mind who is our regular customer base, that leads and guides kind of what we bring to the table. And then every now and then we'll have those unique items that kind of push the boundary so that we can even expand their, you know, their needs and what they think they want.
Yeah, I love how you guys collaborate the sexy with classy. We were just talking about, you know, you can be sexy and covered up. You, like you said, have a little shoulder out, probably a little cleavage sound in, you know. But I love how you guys collaborate the sexy with the classiness. And, you know, and you can still be a lady.
Yes,
you know.
yes. And we love celebrating women, and we want to bring classy back. You know, back in the 60s and the 70s, black women, if they were going to the grocery store, they were still dressed. And we want to also show where you can dress down and casual, but at the same time be put together.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah,
that's a big one.
But let me add this. There is sometimes God will give us a dream and tell us what to buy.
that's true.
And when He does, we sell out of that in 1 week.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll we'll be looking. We're like, I don't really know. And so that night, one of us say, I dreamt about it, and when we get it, we sell out the same week.
You know, but that's how you know that it's a passion. It's your purpose as well.
Yeah.
When it's like that, because there's times when I've been sleeping about 4 o'clock in the morning, and I will change. That's why I stopped doing mock-ups and things like that.
Okay.
But because the same thing, like you said, sometimes I will wake up in the middle of the night at 4 o'clock in the morning, the day before the event, and change the whole layout and change my whole vision that I have, and it worked out.
Wow.
And so that's how you know that it's a purpose and it's your passion.
Yeah.
You know, when it's like, when you're actually dreaming about it, you're actually getting visions and things like that. So it seems like, you know, I know you guys been doing this forever, like you said, back from Pipestone.
Right.
Downstairs in the suite.
Yeah, with no windows.
With no windows.
Yes.
And you're a boutique. No windows,
Yeah.
downstairs, and then you guys were, you moved to a different location.
311.
Colfax.
Yeah.
And so tell us about your journey as a small business owner, a boutique, the ups and the downs, you know, one of those monumental moments of success and those moments where you felt like it was failure.
Okay.
You know.
So I started with $119 because I was getting ready to be laid off from my job. And what I did was I pay attention when somebody keep coming to me about a particular thing. And so people would come into the tax place that I worked at as a secretary, and they're like, oh, I love your necklace, I love your necklace, I love your necklace. And I would do brows and lashes just on Saturdays, but through the week I worked at Cobra Ball Tax. And so she was like, I'm sorry, I gotta lay you off. I said, okay. I said, God, what am I gonna do? He said, sell jewelry. And so he was like, I want you to take this amount of money and I want you to create a party in your basement. And he says, just invite 10 women. Well, 6 came. I sold out in 1 hour.
Wow.
And so I just started doing that without a loan. And we didn't have any loans when we were at 858. For the longest. We just got one last year.
Wow.
But we've been in business for 11 years. So for
11 years.
So for the 10 years, it was off of that.
Bootstrapping.
And sometimes when you see us in pictures or videos, we've cried before we did it. Because we were going through stuff personally. And sometimes we did want to quit. But one of the things I had to learn how to do, like David said, he learned to encourage himself in the Bible. And so we encourage ourselves, and then it's good having a partner, because if I get low, she's going to encourage me. And if she's low, I'm going to encourage her. And the other thing is, we learn to put God's word on it and not go off of what they say here in the city. And we stop focusing on who wasn't supporting us and magnifying the fact who was supporting us. Because if you put your energy into who's not supporting you, what happens is you project more negativity, and more negativity is what you're going to get. But when you realize that Jesus came to give us life and life more abundantly, and that God has given me power to get wealth, and that no good thing he's going to withhold from me. So we come in praying. I told her last Saturday, I said, get ready, we're gonna be super busy that Saturday. And so we were, but we have to anticipate it. We project our faith.
That's it.
And so we've learned, whatever your mindset is going to determine the outcome. And so you gotta learn how to encourage yourself and inspire yourself. And we listen to people on podcasts that talk about different things that's in our field, and also to build ourselves up. And you know what? That's challenging sometimes in Benton Harbor.
It is.
Because sometimes the people can be so negative, but God has given us a nucleus of people that are like-minded.
Yes.
And and I thank God for you because I love people that's doing business, any type of business, and I want to be in connection with them. That's why I was telling you earlier, you are an inspiration. So even me seeing you step out by faith and doing the podcast, and also knowing you do events and all of that stuff, it's just phenomenal, because really you have a city flair in a small town.
Yeah, thank you.
But you know what? God says that you are a city that sits on a hill. And you know what? Listen to me. I was living in Chicago. I was living in Chicago, and when God told me to come back to Benton Harbor, I was kicking and screaming happy. I was like, God, I ain't going back to Benton Harbor. I don't want to go back to I didn't come back because I was failing. I came back because God sent me back to do something for our city. And so it's a lot of us in the city that you might be wondering, like, why am I here? God wants you to be here because you all of y'all that's trying to run to go to another city, God says you are the city.
That's it.
And so whatever gifts and talents that God has placed in you, live out loud, pour it out, and don't worry about who's not supporting you. Get with people that are supporting you, and let's encourage one another.
Jesus.
Do you have something you want to say?
That was a sermon right there. Thank you, Jesus.
You said it all, and that's absolutely true. I mean, there's always ups and downs to everything.
Yes.
But whatever you focus on, that's going to be your guiding point. So when you start anything, you already have to know there's going to be the bad with the good. And even like when people think you're rising to another level, with that blessing comes people that are going to hate on you, right?
God.
So that's a natural part of favor. That's a natural part of elevating. Even when you might start a business or start something, and everybody got used to you being this certain person.
Yes.
So when you're this certain person and then you start re-navigating and refocusing, you have to get used to people who you thought were your close people not really particularly liking and supporting you. So that's also a part of it too. We've experienced all the turbulence of that.
Jeez.
But you have to know within yourself and make your own resolve that I'm in this to win this. Ain't no going back.
Y'all don't know how much life y'all speaking into me. Just, whoo, Jesus.
Let me say this. Sometimes the biggest fight was within ourselves. And so we had to learn how to get out of our own way and be okay with evolving and be okay with being our best self. Because sometimes people are okay with you as long as you are underneath them.
Thank you.
And we're not in competition with nobody, but there is a version of myself that I want to become. When I think back on who I used to be, like my closest girlfriends from back in the day, they saw me, they knew me, and they come back and say, Destiny, I'm proud of you. Because they saw me when I had the little pigtails and was looking crazy. They saw me when the outfits weren't quite right. They knew other things about me too. And so for me to get to this point in my life, I couldn't even imagine that God was going to do this. But I thank God that he saw something in me, and I thank God that he's placed something in me, and he's pushing me to stretch myself and challenge myself to do stuff that I would have never thought or imagined that I could do. And so I would tell anybody, overcome your fear.
That's it.
And then don't be a people pleaser. Love on people.
Yeah.
But live for the audience of one. And that's God.
That's it.
That's God.
Yes.
That's good.
So, Jesus, that's so good. I'm so full. I feel so good.
Okay.
That you guys just spoke so much life into me, and I'm sure. Oh my God! Thank you so much.
Whoever will listen.
Yeah. Was it about a year or so?
The accident.
And this is the perfect example of.
It wasn't a year, like months.
Yeah.
Months ago?
It was back
September.
in September.
September 14th.
Oh, okay, September. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Girl, look at God.
Yes.
So back in September, and this to me seems like one of those examples of when people say when it's looking dark and you feel like you're at the bottom, you're in dirt, you feel like you're failing, but all the time you're being watered. You don't know that you're getting ready to blossom. And from just to look at this, you guys started off in the downstairs with no windows.
Yeah.
And this beautiful, I mean, oh my God, it's just so beautiful here. The aesthetics, the environment is so beautiful. Talk about that journey.
You want to start or you want me to start? Or you want me to?
Okay, so let me say
Okay.
this. So we moved at 1697 Colfax up there by Enterprise. And I thought I had hit the gold mine. I'm like, oh, we on the corner of Napier and Colfax. I got windows. I'm out the basement. I'm excited. The first year there, God gives me a dream and said, move. I said, move where? You know? And so I looked around. I didn't see any place. And so I said, well, Lord, there's nowhere to move. So I really believe that God allowed the accident to move us. So when we got the phone call, we were out of town. We got off work early that day. Got the phone call. My daughter said, Mom, I want you to stay calm. I want you to remember that all things work together for the good of them that love the Lord. I said, what's going on? She said, somebody just drove their car into our building. I said, what?
Heart dropped.
And so my heart dropped, and we went through a little bit of depression.
We did.
Those 4 months before we got up and going, like, because when you put your all into something and it's just wiped out in one day, and I know people like, oh, well, you had insurance. Yeah, but when you come and you see that everything that you built was snatched away. But this accident taught me this about God. I have a new perspective. And that perspective is no matter what you are experiencing, if it's bad, when you love God, it's always something good that's going to come out of it. And what we have to learn to do is look for the good. Look for the good. I had a Jeep Wrangler and it kept breaking down, and God kept giving me a dream, go get you a Range Rover. I'm like, I love my Jeep. Why I need to do that? So it broke down on me twice. That last time I said, you don't gotta say nothing else. I said, you ain't gotta say nothing else. I went and got it. No money down. The car notes payments are less than that. And so it taught me when God tell you to do something, do it. Because wherever God leads, he will provide.
Yes.
He will provide. You just have to step out on faith.
You do. And you just have to have that same faith that when things are going good, because we tend, you know, we love God when everything goes, thank you God when it's going good, and you know, business going good and stuff. But that moment when you have those dark moments where, you know, something goes wrong, or just like, you know, in that moment you have to have a relationship with God to even continue, to even stay motivated to continue in that moment. When something like that happens, it's like, what do I do now? But you always know, and now I say when something happens, I just say, I don't know how he gonna do it, but God gonna work it out. I don't really get too worked up about things anymore, because I know, you know, so many times he's made a way. He
always make a way.
And he always gets the glory in the end.
Does.
I mean, look at this place.
Does. And you know what? A lot of people walk in and they say, oh my God, God did this. God did this. And that's what God wants. He wants to know, can he get the glory out of all of our life? He don't mind blessing us. He just want to make sure that we know we got to give him the glory. And sometimes he creates impossible situations so that nobody else could say that if it wasn't for me. No. God is going to make sure that everybody knows it's only because of him.
Yeah, people think he's not working. Like I tell people, he's still working miracles. It may not be touching stuff in front of us and turning, but he's still working miracles. And it be those moments where you be like, nobody but God.
Because I ain't gonna lie, Abby, I wanted to quit.
She did.
I said, I don't want to open back up no more. And that's what I told her, but God kept giving me dreams. No, you got to open back up. And every place that we went, we put our own money into it. We painted, we put flooring in it, only for landlords to sell it. And so I told God, I said, God, I said, the next move, I don't want to paint. I don't want to do anything but decorate. And I will say, God bless my landlord, Shane. I got to give a shout out to him. He asked me, what do you want? And I told him my vision. This wall was not there. This room was not there. I said, I need a room. I said, I want my customers, when they come and get their lashes did, I said, I want them to have privacy. And because I like to do one-on-one. And not only that, He wallpapered it for me. He painted the ceiling for me. He put the rods up so I could get the curtains. We decorated, but he did everything. And it was really the favor of God. God heard me when I said, God, I don't want to fix up another building for nobody else
I know
to
that.
sell it. I said, God, this next building, I said, I need you to work it out. I really want to buy it one day. I said, but I need you to let him do all the work. And he did.
He gonna do it.
He did.
And it was really favor though, because we had favor with our other landlords as well.
Yeah, we did.
However, with that, we always made the building better than it was.
Yeah.
So by the time we got done with it, and it was nowhere near this, but it was always better. Like we put flooring down, all kind of stuff. So by the time we got done, we actually made those buildings marketable and sellable. That's what we improved them.
Yeah.
So this time, you know, the Bible talks about if you sow into another man's stuff, how much more will he give you your own?
Yeah.
So this time he gave us the opportunity to not have to do that because we had already sowed those seeds. We was a long time sowing those seeds.
Yeah.
And so this time God said, no, I got you. And so it was a blessing for us to not have to come in and do our own painting and do our own, because we could have painted, but we didn't have to do that this time. And I was so thankful.
Yes.
And in the midst of feeling like quitting, I'm happy we didn't quit. I'm happy that we stayed the journey to say, okay, God, we're going to trust you on this.
Yes.
And so he blessed our obedience. Sometimes you ain't going to feel it. But as a business owner, entrepreneur, whatever you think about doing, you got to keep going even when you don't feel it. Because everybody's going to have those days.
Yes.
Yeah, because when we first started, nobody could have told me that when we were in the basement. Also, we would set up at AutoZone.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Outside.
We did.
And sell our shoes and jewelry. They would let us come up there too. Nobody could have told me us two would have this at that particular time. And so that's why you don't quit, because your life can literally turn around at any moment for the best. You know what I'm saying? God can do exceedingly abundantly above all you can think or imagine, according to what's in you.
Yes, Jesus. You really encourage and inspire this whole interview. Give some more encouragement or some words to other entrepreneurs that's looking to start a business, or, you know, maybe going through something, or maybe you want to start a boutique. You know, what motivation or encouragement can you give them?
One thing I would say to anyone that wants to start something, be your authentic self. Okay? Never try to duplicate what somebody else is doing. Always ask yourself, who am I? And who needs what I have on the inside? And when you ask who needs what I have on the inside, there is where you'll find your market, your unique market, and what you can offer to those people. So originality is the first cornerstone of doing anything entrepreneurial. And then also do your research. Go into your own research and learn what the field is and what vendors you need to access or whatever, because during this process, we've had to find out ourselves. We had to do a lot of research into vendors. I mean, hours, sometimes a full day on just trying to find the right places and things to go through. So for anybody wanting to do anything, I don't care if it's being a chef, personal chef, whatever it is, the research is out there. We are in YouTube University. And so if you put in the time, you're going to find whatever information you need to become the best. If you need to do classes, do classes. So I would say anyone first know that this is what I'm called to. Then have that grounding that you do the research. And then have that grounding also, I'm not turning back. Once I start this, I'm not turning back. I'm dropping my sales. I'm all in. Don't make a way of escape for yourself. This is what I'm doing.
Wow. Yes. Because what it is, you know, like if there's a bridge, you're going to cross back over to the other side. What do I mean by that? Some people hold on to their job, and sometimes you start off with it, but if you don't eventually let go and be all in, eventually you're going to walk away from it, because what it says is that you're a little fearful. The other part is you got to like people. You know, a lot of times people get into this, business. That's you gotta like people. If you got a bad attitude and all of that stuff, that might not be for you. No. Because people they're what's going to make your business.
Yeah.
And so you got to have people skills, and not only that, work on yourself. One of the things God told me when I first started, my kids was babies at that time, and I used to go to work and be depressed, and I was like, girl, I'm going through this and I'm going through that. And so God told me one day, he said, whatever is going on at home, leave it at the house. He said, when you come to work, you show up to service the people.
Yeah.
And so God would supernaturally charge me with joy. And I won't ever forget, one of my customers, like, she was going through something, and she was like, that's me, I don't want to hear nothing, your life is perfect. And I was like, girl, let me tell you. And so I ended up telling her all the stuff that I was going through at that moment. And she started crying, I'm so sorry. And I was like, she was like, well, how do you do this? I said, God, because he gets more glory out of us not looking like what we're going through.
Amen.
And so if you carry it with you, it's going to put a damper on the business.
Yes.
Your business should be your outlet where you have that time to express all of the stuff that's on the inside of you that God placed in you, your gifts and your talents. For us, I think that's why we were depressed, because this is a part of who we are. And so it's like we don't have a mission.
Yeah.
What is our, it's our mission to make people look good and feel good. It's our mission to make people feel uplifted and encouraged before they leave out of here.
Yeah. Because like you said earlier, it really is a ministry for us.
Yes.
It's a calling. I talked about earlier, could have went to law school, but that wasn't my calling. This was my calling. Improving people from the inside out. It's a lot of times we're in here praying for people, ministering to people, And so it's not about just, the money. Yeah. No, it's about the people.
Yeah.
And when you are here to service people, you ain't gonna never do without. Never do without, because you gotta make sure that the people know that you care about them. Not just making a sale, not any of that, but really them as a person.
Yeah. Wow. So where do we see Hello Beautiful in the next 5 years?
Ooh.
Well, do you want to tackle that one? I was going to talk about the next couple months.
Go ahead.
I would say this the next couple months. I am able to share this because we do have some things in the works we can't talk about yet.
Okay.
But I will say this. We're getting ready to partner with the makeup artist.
Okay.
And so she's going to be, I call it a team. Okay, we talked to her. We're getting ready to have a team. Okay. So Candace Caldwell, she's going to be joining.
Bode Exotica.
Yes, she's going to be joining Hello Beautiful. So she's going to be here, and we're going to partner. We're going to do some things. We should have a fashion show coming up. I can't share that.
Okay.
So we're going to do a collaboration on that. But it's going to be big. The next 5 years, I'll let my mom tackle that one.
So I believe that we should have at least 4 streams of income. And I want it to be passive income. I don't want to have to necessarily work it. There's some things that I want to do that I can create other businesses that other people can go and do entrepreneurship inside of it. And then they can just pay me rent. In the future as well. My daughter is going to start a butter line. Yes, and I'm getting ready to launch a eyelash and eyebrow serum. So to help your eyelashes and your eyebrows grow, because I have a lot of ladies that come and they didn't mess their eyebrows up. So I'm going to create something. Yes, and so we're going to launch that when we do our self-care party next month.
So tell me about the self-care, the self-care party.
Okay.
Next month.
Okay.
If that's
yes, we can talk about that.
Okay.
So it's going to be April, and it's going to be the second Saturday in April. We're going to have a spa day. We talked about also offering it to men too. So the format is going to be very relaxed. So you come in, your workout, stretch, whatever you want to wear that makes you feel comfortable. We'll have yoga mats. We're going to have some light stretching, and then we're going to have a prayer guided meditation. So it's a Christian meditation.
Okay.
We're going to have salad. We're going to have infused water. There's going to be a lady here doing massage. She like 10-minute massage. We'll have hand massages. We'll be featuring my new whipped body butter scrub. So it's going to go on really smooth, but it's going to be able to exfoliate the skin really well. She'll have her brow serum. I have my oils and butters and things like that. And we also have an age serum that we're going to be doing. So that may be at the party, and that is to create youth, right, to the face.
Okay.
So people that want to make themselves look younger will have that available too, because I've been told we don't look like mother and daughter. So
yeah, you don't.
I think that we can get some tips on staying and looking fresh and young. So
Alrighty, well, oh my gosh, this has been a fantastic time.
Yes.
I'm so full. The spirit was in here. God said where 2 or 3 are gathered.
Yes.
Well, we thank you so much for joining us, Destiny and Kenyona. Their information to contact them, the address to this beautiful facility will be on the bottom of the screen. Make sure you come and visit them, downtown Benton Harbor.
Yes.
And hope that listening to their story inspires you to boss up.
Yes. God bless.
All right, that was